Hello and welcome in once again to another episode of Weather Chat here in DC. I'm your host this week, meteorologist Scott Sumner, and of course with me, I didn't have her last week, Mr. Sorley.
Yeah.
My compadre there is Brittany Ward.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can't beat this weather, that's for sure. Oh,
Yeah.
well, you can. You can be a little warmer.
It was a little chilly, you know.
A little chilly
The
out
Uggs
there.
came out today.
The Uggs came out today. All right. Well, definitely, certainly we're going to change that here over the next couple of days. We're not talking so much weather, what we normally do. We're talking a little bit of weather and art. And with me to help explain some of that, we have a special guest in-house, in studio. I'd like to introduce Amy Marx. Amy,
Hi.
how are you today?
Great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely, Amy. We love to have you on. You are so well renowned. I'm very impressed, and Brittany will be very impressed too when she
you
hears
so
what I have to say about your bio, because it is quite impressive. First of all, you are an award-winning artist. Let's just start off, okay? And your art is shown internationally, not just domestically, which is very impressive there. Your work has been covered nationally by the Weather Channel and also locally by the Montgomery County Cable Television. There we go. Got all of us up now. Cable
Yeah.
TV. You've had your jewelry, something in addition to what the artwork that you have. You have your jewelry that has appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Wow.
Very impressive there, as well as Good Morning America.
Yeah.
But you yourself have appeared on some of the local TV shows, like TV channels like WUSA 9 with Top or Shut, talking about your paintings, which we will get into today. And so you've also had your numerous public and private collections shown in the D.C. area, in Montgomery County. And lastly, something I want to add into there is you're currently a vendor at the Eastern Market on Capitol Hill.
I am.
And that is every weekend since 1991.
Wow.
Good stuff there. So
You can all come and see me there.
Let's kudos to you for that. That is
Snapping
great.
it up.
Eastern Market.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you.
But we're really here not to talk so much about the jewelry and says, but we're
Right.
here to talk about weather and your artwork.
Yes.
So let's break that down. And Brittany, I know you had a question for Amy.
Yeah, kind of just looking over your bio, seeing everything that you have accomplished. I know me, and of course probably everyone else that's watching, wants to know what got you down this path. What or who kind of inspired you to become an artist?
So my mother started me off when I was really young. She'd gone to an art high school and was very artistic herself. So when I was about 3 years old, she gave me crayons, like lots of people give their kids crayons, but I was really, really into it. Like, I was looking at color combinations and drawing all kinds of things, and I loved it. So I stuck with it.
I want to say I really do love your earrings, and I know you said, did you make those earrings that you're wearing right now?
Yeah, I design and
yes.
make them.
They are so cute.
Thank
now,
you. And not expensive.
Oh, okay. I might have to look into that. Now, did you actually grow up in the DMV or?
No, I didn't. I've been here since 1993. But I was born in Iowa City, Iowa, and we moved through the Midwest. And by the time I was 5, we were in Brighton Beach, New York, and then Harlem, and then Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, then New Haven, Connecticut.
Bethlehem.
And then I went to a college where you travel all around a lot, too. So lived a lot of places.
Are you a big football person or no? Oh, okay. I was going to ask if she's an Eagles fan because I'm from Chester County, Pennsylvania. So when you said Bethlehem, I had to ask that.
Goodness. No, sorry.
Amy, something I want to add to what I've already talked about in the bio. Your bio here is you've also been in magazines.
Yeah.
So what magazines have you been in? Could you talk about how you got into these magazines?
So with the art, what happened is sometimes, you put out press releases and things like that when you're going to have a show. I know that's what happened that got me into Weatherwise magazine, and so I have a bunch of things in Weatherwise magazine. That was some time ago.
Because you brought a copy.
Yeah, of
you want to
course,
show that?
All right,
a picture of that there
bookmarked
in the
Okay,
camera.
So here's some pieces
Ooh,
here.
I like that.
Let me see. Here we go. This is the painting that started the whole thing. This
Wow.
painting of a storm here.
Ah.
And there's a picture of me over here. Anyway, so
We're going to have that painting full, by the way.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, this is the painting that started the whole storm series. So
Wow.
there's that one.
Nice.
Where was that painting taken?
Well, that was based on a photograph taken in the Midwest. I'm not exactly sure
Oh, okay.
where, but with permission. I used it with permission. And then I called it Iowa because Iowa had a lot of meaning to me.
Yeah.
Although it's wheat fields. Iowa's a bit more corn, but, artistic license.
Wow. Wow.
Very
wow.
cool. Very cool.
Thank you. And then the other one, Artist Magazine, I got into this one. I think they contacted me actually because I was in a gallery in Ohio, and they had some connections to that gallery. So here's, you can.
I love that.
This.
Yeah.
Here, this is the painting that took me longer than any other. And then here's some. Also, I have a number of them were shown several times at the American Association for the Advancement of Science. And that's led to some of the other things happening. Some of these are on like semi-permanent loan there still.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about those paintings. You brought some in-house.
I did, yes.
And then I also have a bit of a slideshow to show
Oh, cool.
everybody.
All right,
So we're going to get into that, but we're going to take a quick break first, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, welcome back to Weather Chat. I'm meteorologist Scott Sumner, and of course, we're talking weather and art today. So I'd like to bring in, of course, Amy Marx, who's been
Hi.
with us from the beginning. Amy, you brought some art into the studio with you today, so I'd like to display that, of course.
Okay.
And this is the first piece that you have. Could you tell us a little bit about this piece of art?
Yeah, so the painting is called The Unknown Unknown. And a lot of what I'm working with when I do weather paintings is, well, the forces of nature, but also the fact that a lot of this is very mysterious, right? So I like to have a lot of drama and mystery in my paintings to give it a kind of emotional power.
And it does show that quite vividly.
Thank you.
You can see the actual funnel cloud touching down and the debris cloud at the base, what we call the debris cloud, the base of the tornado itself, out in the open plains. Very, very nice. Very cool. I really like it. It's simplistic, but it tells a good story, and that's what you want to get out of your paintings. Now, Amy, you brought some smaller pieces of artwork in.
I did.
Could you show us that
Sure.
and describe a little bit about each one of these
Here's
paintings,
another
for
one
example?
here. I like to use a lot of drama in my paintings. Here, maybe if you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your standard tornado just hit the ground, and it's just the brute force of the funnel cloud coming down and touching the ground.
You mentioned it before that you lived in Iowa.
I did.
Did the living out in the plain states and seeing tornadoes give you inspiration?
You would think so, but I only lived there for a year, my first year of life, so it wasn't that. But when I went to college, I went to Antioch College, and Xenia, Ohio had just been hit the year before by a tornado. So I didn't see that tornado, but it had torn a path through the town. So I learned about it that way. And also, I think we lived in Carbondale when I was about 2, and we did go into a storm shelter. That might have had an impact on me also. That I'm not really sure.
Okay.
We had a lot of tornado warnings in Ohio, too. So, became more familiar with it then.
Absolutely. I remember one of the greatest outbreaks was in Ohio, Xenia,
That's the
Ohio,
town,
in
yes.
1974.
The year before. Now you know my age.
I do my research. All right. So that's cool. Now, do you have another one there?
I do, yeah. This is my most recent one. Here I kind of did something I don't usually do, which is to, can you see it there?
I'm gonna go
Let me,
back to
there
you.
you go.
There you go.
Okay. To combine a tornado with a double rainbow, you can see that there's actually a second rainbow. back here.
Okay,
See,
yeah.
Really faint, but it's there. I don't usually, usually I just do the storm itself, and this was an interesting experiment for me. I wasn't sure if it worked as well as it could, but so I tried the two, the dark and the light for a change.
It's very realistic because you don't, first of all, see a double rainbow too often.
Yeah.
But not only that, if you do see one, and I saw one in Hawaii years ago, it's so faint. So you realistically painted that so well.
Oh, thanks.
Love that. Love
Yeah,
that.
thank
And
you.
You have a third one. Now, you said this third one isn't necessarily
Yeah.
weather related, but it's nature related.
Yeah, so I like to paint the forces of nature because to me, I mean, that's sort of what God is these universal forces that we live inside of. And so this is an ocean. Oops.
Oh, yeah.
Painting. There you go. Okay.
There we go.
a little more- Okay, there you go. So this is more serene, of course. And I wanted to show one other one.
Yeah, absolutely, because you brought several pieces
So for
in.
me, yeah, a lot of this is, about perspective, right? So here's another one of the universe that I did, and I kind of like to say, like, you are here, right? I mean, oops, wait, let me get to the galaxy, but like here.
All right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we exist inside of nature. We exist inside of weather. We exist inside the forces of nature. I think sometimes people get kind of, a little thinking we're more important than we really are. So.
Right? We do think
Yes.
that way, I think. Very cool. Excellent stuff. Well,
Thanks.
these are actual paintings that you have brought into studio, but you have such a collection, obviously, because you have your artwork in D.C., some of the museums and such. So we actually had gotten, thankfully, you were able to send us some high-res photos of some
Yes.
of the artwork.
Yes.
And we're going to show that coming up in the next block. So stick around for that. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back once again here to another weather chat. We're talking weather and art, and of course, we've got Brittany back. She was
Hello.
she was playing host of Vanna White there for a little bit, but
Yes, I was behind the paintings.
behind the paintings,
The gorgeous
that's right.
paintings, yes.
And of course, behind all of the paintings, we have Amy Marx, and here we are. All right, so we've got some questions that we really thought about, and we'd like to ask you. And
Please.
Brittany, will start you off. Go ahead, Brittany.
Yeah, just kind of looking at all the paintings. One, I absolutely love each and every one that you just showed us in the last block. So again, thanks for bringing them on the show and showing us. So I want to know this one particular question.
Yes.
Do you specialize in tornadoes, or have you branched out and maybe done other, weather phenomenons or anything like that?
So as an artist, I started out doing all kinds of things. I mean, I remember painting a lighthouse when I was really young. I did a lot of portraits. I love doing portraits. But that was a little difficult to sell. Then I started doing landscapes, and then the way that situation turned out, I did this one landscape, which I'll talk about later, and it got more attention than the other ones, right?
Okay.
And so that kind of led me down this road into storms.
Now, a follow-up question
Yes.
to that.
Okay.
Is there a certain weather phenomenon that you would rather paint over another one? Like, do you have your favorite
Interesting.
weather phenomenon?
Well, I'll say that hurricanes are difficult to paint because you don't really see them, right? Although there is a painting of a hurricane here and an ocean. Tornadoes are really cool because they've got this really specific shape, and also there's a lot of drama in it, and I like drama.
Oh.
Not in my life, but in the art.
Very cool, very cool. Now, I have to ask, Amy.
Yes.
They are so beautiful. We're looking
Thank
at
you.
these paintings. How long does it actually take to get the painting completed from conception, your idea,
Yeah.
right to close when you finish it? You said, I love it. How long roughly would you say?
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, so first I should make clear that the ones of tornadoes are done from photographs used with permission taken by storm chasers, because it's actually really hard to see a really cool tornado.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You gotta go chasing forever, and I'm not there. I have gone on some chases, but so I'm using someone else's photographs, and I give them credit on my website and stuff. So yeah, so how long it takes? So it depends a lot. Some of these smaller ones took a couple weeks, maybe a week and a
Wow.
half.
Oh, wow.
But one of them that I'm going to show you took me 8 months.
Oh, my
Wow.
goodness.
8 months to do. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of them take a month.
We're looking forward to seeing that because we do have
Okay.
some paintings in the queue ready to go here.
Right.
But Brittany, you had another question for.
Yeah, I mean, wow, 8 months. That's
Yeah.
wild. Now, when you are doing these paintings, I guess, what are some of the things that you actually use to kind of make these paintings?
This hand.
That's the painting hand.
Yes, this is what I use. Yeah. And then my left hand will often be like holding the photograph that I'm working from. I mean, what can you really say? Like hard work, diligence, fortitude, continuing on when you just like can't stand it anymore. No, I work freehand, and I kind of paint it the way that you would think that you would. I like lay it out and then put in the colors and then slowly start working down to more and more detail, layer after layer after layer. I use oil paint, so you can do a lot of things with oil paint that you can't do. Well, I suppose now you can do a lot of things with acrylics too, but I prefer oils for a whole host of reasons.
Got you. Okay. Wow. That's probably why it takes 8 months.
Part of it is part of it, because it's got to dry in between the layers, and you have to do it in a specific way, or it can end up cracking. You can have all kinds of problems.
All right, being an artist, Amy.
Yeah.
It's not just in art. I came up with this question because in sports, certain athletes look up to other athletes. It's just kind of a natural thing, natural progression. So as being an artist, and a pretty well-known artist at that, have you looked up to, or is there somebody that you have looked up to as an artist within the industry?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, but they're not that unusual, really. I mean, I love Vermeer. I love Renaissance painting. I'm very old school. I'm a realist painter. I'm not that into modern art.
Right. It's okay. That's all right.
Yeah,
to each his own.
I love Vermeer. I like Van Gogh a lot, like a lot of people. I loved Gauguin for the colors and everything.
Okay. Picasso?
Not so much.
No, because is he a little more abstract off the cuff?
I mean, yeah, he was part of all of that, but for a number of reasons. I'm not all that keen on Picasso, but
Okay, all right, very cool. What's that?
There's a Spanish painter called Zurbarán, who had this really like kind of spiritual, divine quality about the things that he painted. A lot of still lifes and things, and a lot of I like a lot of the really older paintings that had all kinds of references to God and angels and all that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, very cool. I mean, I've been to. Now, granted, I haven't been to Paris at the Louvre, or I haven't been to Rome.
Yeah, I haven't either.
but I've been to the Bellagio in Vegas, and they've got all artificial. It's pretty cool, though. I mean, I'm kind of half joking and half serious here, but they do have beautiful artwork on the on the ceilings, etc.
I haven't been to Vegas.
What's that?
I've never been to Vegas.
Oh, you should go.
Oh,
it's a time.
It's a great. We might.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We may do travel something on travel with that. All right. You have another question, Brittany. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. So kind of moving forward, where has your art been, I guess, displayed? Has it only been displayed here in the U.S., or are we able to see some of your arts, not in the U.S., kind of globally?
Well, I have been in shows in different countries, and I have been in lots and lots of galleries in different places in this country. Anybody can see my work online at this moment. It's AMYMARSARTS. So in 2017, I had 2 solo shows in Sweden.
Ooh.
Somebody invited me to show at a hotel that she had renovated with her husband, and then I went to Stockholm and got myself another show there on a historic island from the year 900.
You've traveled.
Quite an experience. Yeah, there was this really cool artist group here, like in the late 90s and early 2000s, where all these people who were from different countries would arrange a show in their home country, right? And then we'd arrange like a trip and go there and show there, and then go on a little tour at in-country prices. It was like
that
the
sounds
best
fun.
thing. And that way I went to China, I went to Russia, I went to India. It was phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, so the work's not there now, but that's how I got to show there.
All right. We've got to move on a little bit, so I'm going to get right to your paintings
Yes.
here. This one, Iowa, is this one of those that took 8 months?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not this one. This one took about a month. This is the one that kind of started the whole thing with the weather. I was doing landscapes, so this started off as a landscape, but I was really mad about something. And when it came to the sky, I had like this old tube of paint, and I cut off the end because it was kind of hardened. I just kind of started pushing that dark blue paint in the sky, and I started realizing that it looked like a storm, and it got more and more dramatic, and then that actually made it more effective. So people responded to this one more than others, and that kind of started leading me down that road.
I love it.
Interesting.
I love it. Now we have this one here.
Yeah, this is called impending, meaning that this storm, this hurricane is impending. And this is in a book called Divine Wind by Carrie Emanuel, who's an MIT professor. It's in the frontispiece, like when you first open up the book. So this is a hurricane coming over the ocean, and I love the contrast of that cool blue water
Same
of
here.
the Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
With the dark gray sky.
Oh,
Yeah, I
beautiful.
like to have that kind of drama thing going on.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Although I will say this, it's an optical illusion, because if you look at any ocean, it's not going to look like that. This is more like if you put a pane of glass through the water and we're looking at it like as if it were cut off.
Well, that's
You know
what makes
I'm
it
saying?
realistic, is because that is what the Caribbean water looks like. It's so crystal clear.
Yeah, but you're not going to see it look like this, right? It's actually fooling your eye, because if you look at an ocean, you're
Yeah.
going to see the top of the water.
Correct, yes.
Right, but this is like you dissected it with a pane of glass or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
okay.
it tricks your mind. I mean, that's the thing about art. They say, what is it? Art is a lie that tells the truth.
Yeah.
Isn't that a
Love
good
that.
saying?
Love that. Love that. Now we've got 3 more. These are tornado paintings here.
Yes. So this is the one that took 8 months.
Oh,
gosh.
wow.
Now, when you
Yes.
say it takes 8 months, are you actually painting this every single day of the month?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, with time out on the weekend for Eastern Market.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
Yeah, no, this was like full-time painting. This was
Wow.
crazy amount of painting. It's
full-time
6 feet
job.
across. So it's a big painting, right? But there's like a lot of detail in it. And there's actually 3 different tornadoes. I mean, none of them are actually touching the ground that would fully make it a tornado, but you see the one in the middle, of course, but then on the left is another one coming down, and then on the right is another weather. Well, you could say more about the weather than me, 'cause you guys studied it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then we have this one.
Yeah, I call this
Ooh, I
F4.
like this one.
Right. So in this case, I took a lot of artistic license. I took a storm from one place, and I took a town from another, and I gave them an unfortunate future here.
Oh, okay.
That's the, what's it called? The Fuji something scale tornado? It's
Oh,
the F.
Fujiata.
Yes.
Yeah, just
Yeah, that's where the F
Fujiata.
comes for. Yeah,
Easy for me
rating
to say,
4.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is it
then-
an F4? I'm not sure. You guys tell me.
And then this one, Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch. Yeah, well, I love Donovan, and I love that song, and it just seemed really appropriate to what's happening here. This one is, it's a real storm, because I usually base them on real storms, but it's just giving that kind of mysterious idea of a place.
Yeah. I would
Very
be
cool.
scared to see this in front of me.
Very cool. Well, Amy, I tell you what, we could talk a lot longer, but we actually have to wrap up here on this show. And it has been a delight to have you here in studio.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much
you
for
so
coming.
much.
Thank you
It's
for
so much fun.
Thank you from the heart for sharing your artwork. We love it. We love it. We really do. And of course, everything else, the jewelry and the magazine stuff that you have. It's just fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Come see me at Easter Market. I'm there.
Yeah.
every
There we
weekend.
go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Our
All right.
prints there.
With that being said, we're going to say good night, so long. Have a great one.